I obviously had some good feedback from the fund video, and I did mention how you can do this with a UK holding company involving a Cook Islands Trust. So this is it. As you can see, the legend on the right hand side, we have ownership, control, and flow of funds. So we can firstly see that the flow of funds goes from a UK holding company into the fund, into the Cook Islands Bank, which then the UBO can then access. Now, this is obviously in compliance with the CFC rules as well, because the UK holding company only pays taxes when it obviously withdraws the withdrawals of funds, okay? So under capital gains. So you have to restructure the company, and you can see here, there is no ownership of the UK company. The UK actual holding company has been ran for many years. It owns many different properties, many different businesses. You've had the establishment based in the UK. This is for these clients right here, okay? And they're looking to create an investment fund to manage their actual corporate profits. If they withdraw them, they're going to actually have the capital gains. So they're going to reinvest them into the BVI hedge fund manager. And this obviously then has a Bahamas or a British Virgin Islands bank, as it's actually located in the actual BVI. So a very simple BVI captive structure where the funds are actually coming from a UK holding company, but the fund isn't owning the UK holding company. So they're reinvesting the funds into there, and then the funds are essentially going into the bank, then into the actual UBO, or they can then be returned back into the UK holding company. So a slightly different structure. And again, you are not owning the BVI fund. The Cook Islands Trust owns the BVI fund, and you basically have access to that. So this is a particular method of how you could potentially, obviously with some legal advice, look at investing corporate funds that are stuck in a UK LTD that you would be paying 25% corporation tax on or capital gains tax on if you withdrew those funds from investments that are still owned by your British company. So very simple. This costs around, I think, $18,000 or $19,000. Obviously, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done within the Cook Islands Trust. It can become much more complex. I don't want to go too into depth because it's a very unique situation. And again, this is just a simple overview actually of a larger structure, but what's going on in a little bit of the structure. So just to explain to you that you can have a Cook Islands Trust with a BVI fund, with a Cook Islands bank and a Bahamas bank and a BVI bank and a UK holding company with a British bank and access of funds essentially under the trust, and manage those funds in a tax-free environment in the British Virgin Islands. But, I mean, the schematic should make complete sense to you. I can take you over the costs of this in a different video, but I just thought I would show you this, as I did mention in a different video that I obviously looked at this is mainly for a client who wanted to invest the funds himself. He has his own hedge fund, but it's a closed hedge fund. It's just for him and family only. And obviously him and his family own the UK holding companies which they own. So regarding setting up a hedge fund for outside investors, you need to go ahead and check out the other video which shows you how to do that through those feeder funds. But this is for a personal closed, private situation where you're not having funds injected from other people or other companies, just companies which you own and you are the UBO of, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can see here, ownership, control, flow of funds, very simple stuff, guys. So other than that, I will see you in the next video. Sorry for the short one, but I did just want to put this on my YouTube channel to make sure that you do have it there. And you can see how some of these structures start to work. I've changed the schematic a little bit, obviously, away from the basic look. This is a little bit more complicated. With trust, we need to understand the flow of funds, control and ownership, obviously, as it gets a little bit more complex, but this one is very simple. So if there's any questions, drop them in the comments box, drop me an email, drop me a message on LinkedIn or something. I will reply to it when I have the time to, and I'll speak with you guys soon. Enjoy.